Okay, so I'm going to go through some of the postpartum instructions, things that you want to look for and monitor on your own between our visits that we come in to see you. So, some of the major things for you that you want to keep track of is how often are you emptying your bladder, what's going on with your uterus, your temperature, and making sure that you have the right amount of support for yourself through this period. So we want you to make sure that you keep your bladder empty, specifically in the first 24 hours. Try to make sure that you're going at least every 3 hours and emptying your bladder each time. So I'm talking not just a trickle, get that bladder empty. So drink plenty of water in the meantime as well too. The reason why you want to make sure that you keep your bladder empty is because a full bladder can get in the way of your uterus from being able to really clamp down like it needs to cut off that blood flow so that you're not bleeding too much. And it just helps facilitate the process of it going back to its original position before you were pregnant. So things that you want to look for with your uterus is I always kind of do like a sort of a shelf, I call it, with my hand and go into your abdomen just above your navel and kind of work your way down and see if you can find what feels like a grapefruit in size and in like texture. It should be firm like a grapefruit. It's usually around about that size, nice and round, and you want it to be central and at or below your navel. If it's off to the side, if it's above your navel, if it is feeling what we call boggy or mushy, it's not quite as firm as grapefruit would be, then two things you want to do immediately. First, make sure that your bladder is empty. Go pee if you need to, if you can, and or give it a massage. So you're going to go in there and you're going to give a good amount of pressure to massage it just like we already have a couple times with you, and see if that doesn't help to firm it up and get it where it needs to go. If those things do not work, then make sure that you call us right away. And you want to make sure that you're monitoring your temperature. Make sure that you don't go above 100.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Check it every 6 hours or so. If you do get a fever, let us know because infection and things like that are something that you're a little more prone to at this point. So we want to watch that. Also, make sure that you're monitoring what your bleeding is like. It's not abnormal for you to have a bit of a gush when you go from laying to sitting or sitting to standing. But if you are filling a pad within a half hour or less, that is too much, too fast. Make sure that you call us right away. And just kind of keep track of, the general flow. Are there clots? How many? And definitely take note of what it smells like. It should smell like a normal period does. If you do have any different sort of scents or odors that you're smelling, make sure that you call us right away and let us know. These are more signs of infection that we want to make sure that we get on top of right away if they do come up. Let's see, make sure that you're breastfeeding on demand. We'll get into that a little bit more with the baby side of the instructions. But when you do, you should not have any nipple pain or soreness in the tissues. If you do have that, let us know right away. Nursing really should not be a painful event. So we want to figure out exactly what it is that's causing the pain if you're having it and to prevent any kind of damage or other things that could be developing. Make sure too that you're just eating well. This means lots of protein, fruits, veggies, whole grains, and drinking plenty of water. We want you to have at least 8 ounces of water every time that you nurse, if not more. The reason why we kind of stress the food and the drink part of things is because you just finished doing what is equivalent to back-to-back marathons as far as work is concerned. Your body's now trying to heal itself, all those tissues. You're trying to replace all this lost fluid volume from your body and produce milk while you're at it, as well as take care of another small human. So making sure that you take care of you by having plenty of good nutritious food and hydration is really, really key. So lean into your support with this because we also want you to take it slow. We don't want you to be doing tons of cooking and chores and things like that. Ideally, you would just stay in bed with the baby. And when you do need to get up for the bathroom typically, or if you're going to take a bath or something like that, make sure that you take it slow when you move. When you get off to the side of the bed, sit at the side of the bed for a couple of minutes. Make sure that you're not feeling dizzy, having any kind of visual trouble, hearing ringing in your ears, feeling faint, hot, cold, clammy, anything like that. Then go ahead and lay back down. If you start feeling that stuff after you've already stood, get down to the floor and kind of put your head down and wait for it to pass. Call us when these things happen. And if for some reason you're taking stairs, so this is probably later on ideally, in your postpartum time frame, at least a couple weeks, a week or so, before you need to do stairs. You don't want to hold the baby. You don't want to have the person that is following you to hold the baby. You want to be able to kind of have someone to just to check you and make sure that you don't become faint and then have a tumble. So let's see here. I think those are all the things for you. Now we get to get on to the baby. So as I said, breastfeeding on demand is really key because it helps with your body's ability to kind of register how much the baby needs. So they kind of communicate in that way. And it helps, it helps with your production, and it helps them to gain as they need to. Staying skin to skin is really key too, to help them, like just them being skin to skin can help with milk production, but it also helps them regulate their own temperature. So some early signs that they would be ready to eat is kind of like trying to chew or suck on their hands and fingers or their lips, sticking their tongue out, rooting, doing any of these sorts of things. Those are all early signs that you can go ahead and offer nursing before they get into the crying stage, which is really helpful. You want to make sure, so in the first day, their first sleep is usually going to be a fairly longer sleep, up to 5 hours, which is great because then you can sleep along with the baby and kind of have a little bit of recuperation time. After that, though, they should not go any longer than 2 to 3 hours during the day and 3 to 4 hours at night before waking up to nurse. If they don't wake up on their own, you want to wake them up. Nursing babies do tend to have jaundice, and it's not abnormal. It's what we call physiological jaundice. This is what should not occur within the first 24 hours, though. If they start to become yellow in their eyes or their skin before 24 hours, then call us and let us know right away. If it's after the 24-hour mark, between that time frame and up to like day 5 is when they'll probably peak yellowness. Make sure that you're just nursing, because that really helps to move that through. It's natural laxative breast milk, and it helps them to kind of just essentially poop out that bilirubin that is creating this jaundice yellowiness. And as far as their poops and their pees are concerned, on day 1, we want to have 1 wet diaper and 1 poopy diaper. A poop is like a silver dollar size. So if it's bigger, you can count that as more. Because sometimes they'll just have a bigger poop and not necessarily a whole bunch of smaller ones. So 1 poopy and 1 pee in the first 24 hours. And the second day, you're going to double that, 2 of each. Third day, 3 of each. And by the 4th day on, they're going to average about 4 to 6. If they're not having enough wet and poopy diapers, or any, especially poopy diapers, then definitely call us and let us know. We want to make sure that they're getting enough to eat. Monitor their temperature as well. If they go below 97 degrees or above 100.4, that is a fever that we want to know about. If they're breathing really fast, which means like 65 breaths per minute, they have irregular breathing when they're younger. This is not weird, this is normal. But if you're concerned, you can always call us and just kind of go through it with us on the phone if you like. Let's see. They should never be blue around the mouth. If they're blue around the mouth, call us and let us know right away. And if they kind of get blue, you know, in the initial parts, their hands and feet might take a while to turn that pink color. But if your baby is blue, let us know right away. Let's see. And that's pretty much it, other than making sure that you take it easy, listen to your body. If you start having increasing pain in your bottom or increasing or swelling, headaches, feeling anything but maybe a little bit tired, let us know. It's not unusual too to have a little bit of a dip in your mood around day 3. That's when your hormones are kind of going whoosh. This huge hormonal change happens, and you can feel anxious, crying fits, yelling fits, you know, just all of the things at once, maybe even. If it doesn't resolve after that day, though, we want to know about it. It should not persist. It should only last for like a day. So if you have, again, increasing pain anywhere that is not getting better, let us know, whether it's your bottom or anywhere else. And other than that, that should be it.